Bagfuel, baby.
What was it like when Drake spoke about the platform? What was the energy shift like? Because when I saw that, I was like, my man Gabe is cooking. I remember I saw when you started it from scratch.
Yeah.
And people were like looking and like, whatever. And you kept building it and you built it fast. It seemed, like it happened quicker than that, but I know it took a time. But like when Drake gave that cosign, what was the energy like, man?
Well, fun fact, Drake wasn't the first Young Money artist to cosign me. It was actually Nicki was the first.
Nicki?
Yeah, so
Queens, he's a Queens person.
Big Queens, right? But first of all, with Nicki, like the quick story behind Nicki is back in Rolling Loud 2019, I did an interview with Malibu Mitch, right?
Salute to I know.
Shout out Malibu. And
I got a crazy story with her.
Really?
Yeah.
I will hear this second. But with Malibu, I don't know, everybody was talking about their top fives list at the time. It was like one of those hot topics on Twitter, right? So I was asking every artist their top five, right? And I asked her top five female MCs in the game, right? And like she bigged up Nicki in this interview. Mind you, this was just like an on-camera interview, like nothing crazy. And I go on vacation a week later, and like I'm like literally sitting at the bar drinking, eating nachos with my ex, and my phone's just like, and I'm like, yo,
the heart attack. It's called the heart attack.
Yeah, the heart attack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, what happened at work? Like I thought something happened with Power. And then everybody's just calling me like, yo, Nicki. So Nicki had posted the interview on her Twitter, which I thought was super dope. So shout out to Nicki. But with Drake, man, that shit was just incredible. A couple of our freestyles before then had been played on OVO Sound. Shout out Go Home Roger and on Oliver on that one. But it hadn't been up until that point, right? So I knew Drake was tapped in. Like Drake had liked one of the posts of AJ Tracy. When AJ Tracy from the UK came over, he liked that one. That was over at Jersey Club B. So I knew he's been watching, but I didn't know to what extent. And then with the Ice Spice thing, Ice Spice didn't even tell me too. And so like I'm literally like, I peep on the gram and I text her. I said, sis, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I'm like, why didn't you send this to me? And she's like, oh, my bad. But I saw that and I was at the radio station that night and I went stupid. I ain't gonna lie.
As you should.
I had a night that night. But yeah, shout out Drake, man. They still play a couple of our freestyles on OVO Sound Radio. They're not just playing the New York ones. They played CEO Trail. They played Real Boston Richie, who was really like one of the hottest artists out of Florida right now. But that Drake cosign was crazy, man. So shout out to Drizzy for that, man. I appreciate the love, Hopefully one day. Everybody keeps saying it's gonna happen one day.
What you think's gonna on the radar Drizzy freestyle?
Yeah, everybody keeps telling me it's gonna happen one day, and I just I'm like, you know what? Don't speak it to me, speak it into the universe, because words are powerful. But I don't want.
Let me show you how this is gonna work. On the radar freestyle with Drizzy, hosted by Esso and Heineken in the cut, and it's gonna be in Toronto.
This motherfucker's smart. What's that? But yo, let me ask you something.
Good.
What's the pressure like now? Because now it's simple when you just dropping freestyles and people coming through. Now people want to be on your platform. I mean, we're experiencing it too. Your DM is going crazy.
Yeah.
What's the pressure like?
I mean,
because they on our head. Pause about getting on every show that we got. The one I got with Clue. They want to do solo shit with him. They want Space Ghost. They all on our head. Yeah. So tell me what it's like just for yourself.
I mean, obviously, like everybody want to come on the radar, but I think I forgot who it was I was talking. I think it was Flo Milli. I have a Flo Milli interview that's not out yet. But me and her had a great conversation about mental health, and I think one of the most important parts about mental health is like you got to keep your sanity in this game, right? Right. That's first and foremost. And for me, with the pressure, there's a lot of pressure on me now, because now it's like, okay, On the Radar is on its way to become one of the biggest platforms in the world, one of the biggest music platforms in the world. Drake, Nicki, Meek, Lil Baby, all these people commenting under our videos, and that's great. But to be completely honest with you, bro, I don't even really be thinking about it on a day-to-day basis. And I think the reason for it is just because like the way that I operate, and like, John can attest to this too, I'm really just always on go mode. Like for me, it's like, I don't really take the time to think about things like that. Like I see it and I fully understand the pressure that's on me right now, but I'm just like, look, if I really sit down and like think about the pressure, then it might get to me. So fuck that. I'm just gonna keep going.
That's how I feel.
I'm just gonna keep going, because if I stop, then I might get stagnant. And I think I'm gonna address something real quick.
Go for it.
All you motherfuckers that be in my comments talking about, oh, they let anybody up there. Stop. Because you just mad that you not up there, right? I'm sick of hearing that shit like that, right? Because being said, like, it's a rap platform at the end of the day, right? So people love to just hop online. Negative news spreads quicker than positive news.
All day.
But people love to just comment under people's shit like, oh, you let anybody up here. Oh, anybody can get on the radar. No. If somebody's on the radar, it's because they deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got the call. I got the call from Young Money a couple days after that incredible Bars on I-95 cipher came out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Drizzy P. I'm like, that kid went crazy. I'm bringing him on the show. You know what I'm
makes
saying?
Sense.
And people might hate on him because he's a white rapper, and they'll be like, "Oh, they let anybody up here."
He had he had some bars on that cipher though. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, he did, and that's why I was like, I like this kid. I'm gonna bring him up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who he is.
You know, people, it's jealousy too, because
It's jealousy. That's what it is.
And they're thinking the entitlement. He's supposed to reach out to me. What do I look like saying, "Hey, Gabe, when I'm gonna be up there"? You know, that New York ego or that tri-state area ego is really ingrained.
You gotta have it though.
What you mean when you say that?
You gotta have it in these 23 million people. New York City is a different beast. All right, being able to control it is the difference. But you gotta have that within you
The
in order for us
audacity
to keep going. God bless the dead. Hovain had to have it.
Yeah.
Facts.
I got it. Gabe, you gotta have it. I know you got it. I know Clue is one of my best friends. Clue got
Clue
it.
definitely got it.
Buster got it.
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost got
John.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Space Ghost be working too. Let's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to.
He doesn't know that he's famous.
You are famous, bro.
So,
Yo, who did you do projects with this year? Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
He don't want to talk about it.
You see? Yeah, you see?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You famous now, sorry, bro.
I told you.
But we tell him, but you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing that I think is having people like us thrive, is that we know that our names are growing, but our drive it just gets bigger and bigger. And I feel like the more and more I get, I'm more and more blessed as I go. You know what I'm saying? So my head is not getting, if anything, my head when I was younger was up here when I was making tons of money in the music business in 05 and 04 and stuff like that. But now after you got to go through things, you got to fight your way back to where you really should be at. I'm going to say should be at.
Yeah.
You understand that you're blessed, and it's being humble is a part of that. And I think that that's what people, when they see us in public, they're surprised by how humble and chill that we are and blessed that we feel about the position we in.
The one thing